What's going on, folks? Kind of a quiet, non eventful start to the stream. We are live, though. And I'm all bright and Jesus. Cheers to you. Happy Friday. I hope I find you all well. Sorry. I had shit all fucked up. James is in the house. And Gloria. Let me read my notes. Check email. I'm not going to do that during the stream, but. So I got still working on the Trump authoritarianism breakdown, and I think I hope it's I hope I get through it a little smoother, but I hope you guys get something out of it. It's quite astounding, the comparison when you look at settle down, Gilbert. I'll let that comment slide, but we don't do religious dogma here. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Welcome to the channel, though. Well, James, I think maybe he was coming in with the religious stuff, and then he'll work his way up to defending the pedo president. Glenn, should we just start there, my brother? What's your thoughts on Trump being a rapist? What's your thoughts on Trump going full bore on this police state, federalizing, militarizing the our civil police forces? Whew. What's the link you got there, James? Some good ass funny shit. Oh, Dire Straits. That's right. Bow, 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 wow, 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 wow. Look at them. Who are you, noises? Stick it in the camera now. Is James doing rain dances? I hope he's not doing them nude. That's right. That's the theme song tonight. Seems like this stream, our chat always takes a little bit to get busy, and I really want. I'm trying to hold off, but maybe. What do you think? I guess I'm ready to get going. I'm ready to do this and get it out of me. And see if See how it goes. Yos. So as we all know, the continued terrorizing of our cities by Trump federal, sending just all kinds of people, ICE agents and federal agents and National Guard into these blue cities where he doesn't like the Democrat mayors, or the states where he doesn't like the Democrat governors. And so, it's easy for folks to sit there and sling shit like myself and whatever. But so this is my chance to let folks see just exactly how insanely stark the comparisons are between what Trump is doing and authoritarianism, right? Totalitarianism, authoritarianism. So, authoritarian is favoring or enforcing strict obedience to authority, especially that of the government, at the expense of personal freedom. So let's give some examples, shall we, of just how Trumpity Dump is doing that. In his relentless quest to prove that democracy is merely an inconvenient suggestion, Donald Trump has spent his second term centralizing power with all the finesse of a wrecking ball and a glass museum, from gutting the independence of federal agencies to treating the Justice Department as if it's his personal law firm. Trump has made clear that the only separation of powers he respects is between himself and accountability. While in the meantime, Congress has been reduced to a heckling audience unless it's a rubber stamping with its rubber chicken his agenda. Courts, he's packed them so thoroughly with loyalists that Lady Justice might as well be wearing a MAGA hat. Civil servants once tasked with upholding neutral governance are now routinely purged for the high crime of insufficient loyalty to the man in charge. Shocker. The presidency, once bound by law and tradition, is being refashioned into a throne. Trump has openly dismissed the role of constitutional limits, declaring that Article 2 gives him the power to do whatever I want as president and then act accordingly. Norms like respecting free press, protecting the independence of prosecutors, and honoring the result of elections shredded, mocked, and replaced with a regime where truth is whatever Trump's last social media post was. Social traditions haven't fared any better. The idea of a peaceful transfer of power was so quaint, it might as well have been a relic in the Smithsonian, which, by the way, Trump is also rearranging. Civil discourse has been downgraded to vicious spectacle, while political opponents are smeared as enemies of the people and dissenters are treated as traitors. In short, Trump's America is less republic and more a loyalty test, a government where law bends to the will of one man and tradition is just another word for obstacles. If centralized power was the goal, mission accomplished. Democracy now sits in the corner, muzzled and stripped for parts. Yeah. So now we're going to go through some of the executive orders that Trump has signed in this second term. like just bam, 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 right? So the restriction on transgender LGBTQ rights, executive order defending women from gender ideology extremism, signed on January 21st, 2025. That's right. The president, the guy who said that, speaking of women, I come on them like a bitch. You can do whatever you want when you're a star. And then when explaining himself in court, he said, well, right or wrong, stars have been doing it for millions of years. So I don't know if he thinks like stars in the sky have been sexually abusing women for years or if he meant celebrities. But pretty disgusting, right? A president found liable in a U.S. court of law for sexual abuse signed an executive order defending women from gender ideology extremism. Yeah. This order eliminates federal recognition of transgender individuals, revoking gender-correct passports, limiting protections for incarcerated trans persons, and potentially increasing workplace harassment against trans employees. Well, Trump didn't stop there. That's just the breakdown on that. Executive Order 14190, K through 12 curriculum, issued January 29, 2025. This ban teaching anything anti-American. Anti-American. That's the wording. So what is anti-American? Well, here it says, including critical race theory, gender ideology. It requires law enforcement to prosecute educators who support a transgender student social transition. It holds law enforcement accountable, saying they could be charged with some sort of crime, probably contempt or some bullshit of the law, if they don't prosecute students who support a transgender student social transition, or doctors, or educators, like using preferred pronouns. So you don't get to have free speech. You no longer get to describe yourself how you want. It's okay for other people to describe you, but you don't get to describe yourself. You don't get to put any labels on yourself if that's what you want to do. You don't get to put yourself in any specific box or exclude yourself from any specific box or label. The state gets to do that now. So using pronouns as a criminal sexual exploitation or unlicensed medical practice. That's right. So the guy found liable of sexual abuse, longtime friend of convicted sex trafficker Epstein, is concerned about people being exploited. EO Executive Order 14183, military ban on transgender service. Do you see the theme of this? Signed January 27th, 2025. This order prohibits transgender individuals from serving in the U.S. military. A federal judge blocked it, but the Supreme Court allowed the ban to temporarily reinstate amid ongoing litigation. And that's, the courts are barely being held together, of course, thanks to Chief Justice Roberts. Executive Order 14201, ban on transgendered athletes. Signed February 25th, February 2025. This order defines sex by reproductive biology at birth and bans transgender women from competing in female sports. It threatens to strip federal funding from schools that allow such participation, undermining Title IX protections, legal challenges, and resistance has fouled. Here is a more detailed breakdown of each of those 4 executive orders that we just went over. And this is the wording, so. It's, like I said, a ban on free speech and civil rights. It's, which really reaches to, protests and obviously freedom of choice. And so international watch list for civil freedoms. In July 2025, Civicus added the U.S. to its human rights watch list amid sustained attacks on civil freedoms. Trump's administration deployed 2,700 military personnel to Los Angeles to suppress ICE protesters, arrested journalists, targeted pro-Palestinian advocates, and cut funding for public media. Then, Department of Justice used as a political tool. Editorials and analysis warn that Trump's DOJ has increasingly targeted political opponents using federal law enforcement for retribution rather than impartial justice. Is this an opinion? Yeah, it is a police state. An op-ed on August 23rd, 2025 depicts the U.S. under Trump's second administration as edging towards authoritarianism. It cites armed National Guard deployments, targeting of dissenters, FBI raids on critics, and efforts to rig elections or criminalize advocacy. So who has been raided by the FBI recently? A big name. Maybe a couple people, but certainly John Bolton, right? There's, it's all bullshit. I don't understand how, people like Comer are able to, nobody questions time after time he fails. He's got this fucking game down, right? You just stall and delay, I'm sure there's not even probably had to be any communication between the GOP crime syndicate and the Trump administration or the White House, really, because Trump's easy to read. They know all they have to do is delay or deflect or distract for a few days at a time from each fucking nonsense, right? Pile of shit that Trump lays. Other than the Epstein files, kind of lingered for a little bit longer, but now, where is it? Right? I seriously, I think that's so Comer can just go, so all I gotta do is fucking trickle out some bullshit fucking, fodder to the fucking cult, and everything will be fine in a couple of days, because by then Trump will have laid another massive pile of shit. And then, can go on to that one. So in today's episode of Authoritarianism for Dummies, Donald Trump has announced plans to federalize America's police forces, finally delivering on his dream of becoming both commander-in-chief and sheriff-in-chief. Critics are calling it a dangerous centralization of power. Trump is calling it a beautiful idea. Maybe the best idea anyone's ever had about handcuffs. Yeah, that's not a weird quote at all, is it? What the fuck's wrong with it? Why don't you guys see it? It blows my mind when he was talking in front of that at some sort of Christian forum or whatever it is. During the campaign, and was talking about how badly efficient electric vehicles are, which they're not. They're just not. You guys just hate them. And he said, what if you want to drive to Idaho to get some potatoes now? Thankfully, it's 2025, and you probably don't have to drive any farther than 15 minutes down the road at the most, unless you live way the fuck out in the middle of nowhere, right, to get potatoes. Or what if you want to drive to the store to get some underpants? Well, maybe that's mostly for the ladies. You guys don't think that's, do you think it's like a really uncomfortable, awkward attempt at humor? I mean, does he forget that he's the president and it's okay to not be informal to that extent? Like you want people to feel like you're a real Joe, but we don't need the president. I mean, especially one that's just completely unfunny. You guys don't think that shit's odd? You don't think that shit's odd when he says we could find a beautiful idea and the best idea that anyone's ever had about handcuffs? What the fuck does that mean? I mean, most of us, I'm going to be honest, most of us right away, we think of handcuffs and it's like people getting in trouble and going to jail, or people getting in trouble and having fun, right? Or whatever. Why would that be some sort of new idea if Trump was using handcuffs on people that are causing trouble? You know what I mean? Maybe. So under the plan, local cops would no longer answer to mayor, city council, or pesky voters, right? Why let too many chefs spoil the soup? Instead, they reported directly to the Oval Office, essentially turning every police station into a regional Trump campaign headquarters with guns. Sources say the new federal forces motto will be to serve, protect, and retweet. The analysis warns this could lead to a police state, which I think we're already there. Supporters argue, cool, as long as it's a police state with gold-plated sirens and loyalty oaths. Trump himself reassured Americans that there's nothing to fear unless, of course, you're a protester, journalist, or anyone who still reads books. Yeah. So we have seen the crackdown on protesters. We've seen, and there's just all kinds of nasty shit out there. Federal agents being caught on camera saying and doing, and I played a clip not last week on the stream. One of the sad, disgusting incidences. Reporters are being targeted in the middle of a peaceful protest with rubber bullets or pepper balls for no reason, like respectable journalists. What do you do? This is the same thing. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised that the Trump cult, his supporters, are okay with this shit, because if you look at how they handle Ukraine and Russia, right? Like Trump is, hey, Russia invaded, blah, blah, blah. Why dwell on that? Why dwell on that? Let's just let Russia have the territories that they're currently controlling, right? And so what happens? In this same kind of really fucking handicapped ideology or thinking of Trump's, is he will just sue whoever he wants, whatever media networks he wants, whatever big time networks he wants, and he knows that they will settle. And then no matter if they have to admit some sort of guilt or not, which isn't usually the case in an out-of-court settlement, they look guilty. And sadly, I don't know what to tell these folks but fight back, but maybe they do and they're shut down. Maybe they do and they lose because we have a lot of corrupt people in power in this country right now. Like I said a few minutes ago, the only thing holding us together are the state and local courts. Really, that's all it is. Everybody else, like all our local police, because they're all mixed too. Right? Like at every level of society, we have people that support Trump and are waiting for the, I was going to say dog whistle, but they're waiting for the fucking bullhorn. I think it's already being fucking hollered through, but Trump has done nothing but hammer down on an authoritarian and totalitarian style of governing. And we knew this was what Agenda 2025 or whatever the Project 2025, whatever that is, called for. And it's happening. And I don't think that we quite understood, even as disgusting as that whole document is, that it would be so easily to implement the fear and extreme violence that the Trump administration has, commandeered our military. It's crazy. Our institutions. So with attacks on women's rights, attacks on universities, attacks on freedom of speech, attacks on immigration rights, the third country deportations, Trump's administration expanded controversial deportations, sending immigrants to countries with no ties to them, sending, people deporting folks to, as you guys know, to one of the worst prisons in the world in Salvador, even if they didn't hail from that country. Facing deportation to Uganda. There is no due process. No matter who you are, if you came into this country illegally and you are wanted for the most heinous crimes, our Constitution affords you rights, regardless of what Trump or any of you fucking stupid ass folks that call yourself patriots. You're not hurting. No one is being hurt by affording these folks the rights that we always have. They're not being afforded the same rights you and I have. Not all the same rights you and I have. If you really think America is so great, these are the reasons why. Because we afford every human being basic, decent rights, inalienable rights. Maybe you folks, it's not a real long definition for inalienable rights. You can break it down. Maybe you folks should. I don't think you understand what that means. You didn't fucking choose to be born here. All right, there I go with the F-bombs. Damn it. They targeting international students, of certain races and academics. Over 1,000 pro-Palestinian international students had visas revoked by April 2025, nearly 2,000 by mid-May, many over minor infractions, often flagged via Canary Mission and widely criticized as politically motivated. detaining and deporting U.S. citizens. ICE wrongfully arrested, detained, and even deported U.S. citizens in Trump's second term. Just a simple mistake. I've been to jail. I've been through it. Not because they thought I was here illegally, because I'm a white guy. You know what I mean? I'm 50 plus years old, white, middle class, Midwestern. I ain't got a fucking thing to worry about yet. Got a whole lot of you other folks to get through first, all you women, for one thing, right? I ain't got shit to worry about yet. I'm Trump's people. I'm Trump's fucking black dude or whatever the fuck he said. But I'm white. Deporting, targeting, arresting, incarcerating, detaining American-born U.S. citizens. Natural-born U.S. citizens. Why? You ought to go look at the fucking color of those folks. Go look at the color of those folks. Tell me you're okay with that because it was just one or two cases. Because it wasn't just one or two cases. And mistakes happen, sure they do. But mistakes won't happen when we start fucking counting fucking 180 million ballots by hand next year, right? Now I'm going to get into territory where you guys are like, what the fuck is he talking about now? Citizens with brain cancer and the repeated targeting of man born in Stockton, California. These actions raise serious constitutional and human rights concerns. Attacks on democratic institutions, checks and balances, politicizing the Federal Reserve. Trump attempted to remove federal governor Lisa Cook despite a Supreme Court ruling barring such firings of federal officials. This threatens the Fed's independence. I think that may have been resolved. I did write this 2 days ago. Undermining independent agencies within the first 100 days. Trump fired inspectors general, removed leadership from ethics offices, dismissed a federal election commission chair. There we go with the elections. These move weaken institutional checks on executive power. Voting rights rollbacks, proposed eliminations of mail-in voting, restrictions and ballots access to those demanding schedules, mobility issues, and efforts to eliminate voting methods all pose threats to electoral participation. We've seen the redistricting battle going on in Texas. And I believe Abbott was due to sign the bill this week. It's Friday now, right? Yeah. I think we streamed Monday and he hadn't, but he said it could be as soon as this week. So I got to start. I'm getting better, but I got to get better quicker at making notes to follow up on follow-ups. We've seen since then, and I had some really absolutely just kind of fun, like playing Legos with a kid type stuff. When I had a conversation with a King Tide about what Governor Newsom there is doing in California. So with the, proposing a vote to the giving the vote to the people in this November on whether or not to pause their special nonpartisan committee that does all the redistricting, right? So if that happens, then the House will then be able to resume remapping or redistricting there for elections in California. And Well, it'll be interesting. It's probably because it's a pretty blue state that it's likely that the referendum will pass. So maybe I'll save that for the end then. All right. I can see chat again now. Darlene, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you, sister. Jay is in the house, and Macaroni is here. And Bill, I think I seen. I did. All right. I'm not going to be able to catch up with all you guys' comments, but I'm trying to do more of that. It still didn't last long enough. It took me only, I don't know, 25 minutes to get through it, which is a little too quick for all the work. It took me hours and hours to. I think I need to worry a little less about the photos. Should we let those? I mean, you guys are never going to see them again unless I put them in another, unless I use some of them in another loop, but I'll just let those run. You guys can laugh a little bit. I got some fun captions to go with some too. Aaron, what's up, sister? Yeah, exactly. Jay says that's why we have a different branch approving cash, a different branch approving cash than the branch spending it. Oh yeah, yeah, that sucks, Mac. He's an asshole. I mean, I don't feel like you guys ever require me to explain myself to you, and I'm not. There's a reason. It may not be a great reason, but there's a reason that I've been tolerating some of these folks in the way that I have. But yeah, he's. I don't get it, Mac. And it not just about Tide. Like I don't understand why people are like I've said this shit to you guys before. I am not. There's plenty of times that I am not proud of the shit I say to these fucking idiots. Like it's not. It's nothing to be proud of. And maybe every once in a great while later on, I'll think there was you just. I always say they accuse me of being fucking shitty. I just tell them I meet them where they dwell. I come down to their level. And that even there's once in a while I think that's not an excuse, Troy. It's just right. And no matter what, Mac, it's like it's those kinds of things that those idiots say and do that'll make it impossible to ever see them as, no matter what their flip was, right? No matter what they if they did a 180 and you could feel that they now wanted to be better people. There's never an excuse. It's like as an adult, you can't, even if you believe all the funky conspiracy bullshit that they believe, there's never an excuse to be that fucking nasty, right? Yeah, I agree, brother. 100%. Cheers to that. Yeah, well, Mac, I think he's failed miserably, brother. Right? If look, I wish I could open up more, and maybe one day as I near the end of my life, I will. If I'm still streaming in 30 years, about some of the darker, and I'm okay, I guess, with just planting that seed and letting whoever run with it in whatever way. But like we all make mistakes, and there's some shit that just being self-absorbed in my younger years, right? So like I just feel like I can read Tide, and it's not that I may be right, but he's self-loathing. He is absolutely disgusted with where he's allowed his life to get. Because when things, it's like when you're in the moment, you'll give up in the moment, self-absorbed. You think, fuck it, you know, you can get through it, and you can. But you come out the other side battered, different. The people around you are different, see you different. Yeah, that shit doesn't go away. Yeah, I wish I could. God damn it, I hate making these fucking streams about me at all or that much. I mean, I like to share enough with you guys to get folks to fucking loosen up and know that I'm being honest and an open book. But tourists for Bill says they better keep Babbitt's grave off the registry or it might end up on Tours for Democracy destination. Yeah, I was thinking, Bill, as soon as I started to read that, I didn't get to leave it off the registry part. I was thinking tours for the Republicans, like they'll seriously, dude, like they'll have some sort of fucking mini fucking plaque next to Lincoln or some bullshit, right? Here lies Babbitt, one of the holiest people to ever fight for Trump. That's right. I said that. What'd you guys think of the should I find what'd you guys think of the Charlie's Angels pick? Was that kind of cool? I like that one. I wish I could AI this fucking they won't let me create they won't create some shit. It pisses me off. Like I already get it, like I'm not trying to make fucking porn. I'm not trying to show anybody in some sort of sexual way. It's like you gotta be really care. Oh, what the fuck was it? They wouldn't let me they wouldn't create a picture of Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch camping, throwing piles of money on the fire, or piles of money around them throwing the copies of the Constitution on fire. Like in fact, I couldn't get it to create anything worth using in that concept. So I scrapped it. Like I think I got Trump running the Supreme Court justices as marionettes. That's about it. Like it just kept saying this may violate our policies or whatever the fuck. I'm like, are you kidding me? AI, but they make some really cool, some really funny mistakes. I haven't used any of them, but I've saved some that I'm going to add some captions to. Like you just, any of you guys that have used AI to create images and you just putting in your description, like I've only been doing it for like literally a week now. You can tell I'm kind of addicted to it especially after being freaked out about AI, and I still am, but this is just image generators, so it's funny. Yeah, he does need bigger eyes. See, that's the kind of shit I could do too is if I wanted to spend some time fucking tweaking it. I have messed with some of them. Well, like the Legion of Doom, I brought into a program and cleaned up or added some shit. All right, so Here, I'll give you guys an example. When I was trying to get whatever together for this picture, like uh, I was asking it to show them raiding a house. These are the ones that they first gave me. Look at, I'm gonna add. I mean, this is what it's like. The fucking federal agent is in front of them. So I thought about adding some caption. Look at, Trump's got his hand on Bondi's ass. You can tell by the expression on her face. God damn this mouse. Am I right? Oh, this is real. I need a new mouse pad or something. This mouse is giving me a fucking hard time. I can't make it bigger. Anyways, there you go. Good enough. Sir, do you have your hand on my ass? She can't tell because he has little hands. And the federal agent's like, you guys are in my fucking way, assholes. How can I do my job when you motherfuckers are in my way? Cash is like, what are you doing here? You sent me here, you fucking stupid prick. Now move. We're trying to fucking raid Bolton's house. All right. I already spoiled whatever meme I was gonna make for that. Yeah. D, what's up, sister? Cheers to you. D says Bondi looks like the Karen that called the cops. Excuse me. Bondi looks like the Karen that called the cops on the black dude for mowing his own lawn. Right. Or that one bitch who fucking called the cops uh because she said his dog was attacking her or some bullshit. Yeah, exactly. We're no you in there, John. Come on out, motherfucker. And bring your mustache with you. Throw your mustache on the ground and come out with your hands up. Mustache. Yeah, I have to rewrite that shit a little bit more. I really got to make it in my own flow. Like, I need to read through it and then, I guess, say, hey, this. I don't know. Any of you guys, if I don't know if I should say it, maybe not. Bill says with 200 plus posters from all around world on True Social Chat, they get no traction there. It's not much a political AI chat. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they said. There's 600,000 regular users or something like that of True Social. Not very many. I looked that up not long ago. Like, I think I was try to keep track of how I'm kind of bummed. I mean, I would be all about using a platform like Twitter more. Like, I don't use Twitter. I don't have an account there anymore. But I did create a Blue Sky one, but I don't ever fucking use it. They need you guys. I'm a streamer, but I wouldn't if I could stream and post to the same fucking platform. That would be the ultimate. You know, like I have a Twitch account and I've streamed to there a couple of times, but it's just I don't understand. I guess I don't know how Twitter. I can't even. I was never a big user of Twitter anyway, so I don't know why all liberals haven't just totally. I mean, is it that important? Like, especially people who already have a career and stuff, to keep using that platform? Why not just fuck off from it and do everything? Like, if all you folks fucking moved over to Blue Sky and not our chat here. I mean, anybody that's fucking hung up on Twitter, but, you know, doesn't like using it because it's owned by a fucking maniac, then whatever. Fucking just move. Is it really going to change your life or hurt you that badly in a financial sense? I don't understand that. That's why I didn't have a problem with fucking off from Twitter a few years ago. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Same with Facebook. And especially if you're somehow generating revenue from these sites. You weren't before. You started generating revenue from them, so fuck off from them. Find a different way. That's part of our problem. You got to make the choice. The Republicans aren't going to, so are you going to fuck off and do the really tough, necessary stuff? Or are you going to try and find that balance so you can still fucking buy a new pair of slacks or a dress or whatever? Yeah, D says use as little social media as possible. Yeah, I get that, D. Even though I'm a social butterfly, like I think thankfully I've fucked off from shit like Facebook because that was really toxic. Even though it took me a long time to clean myself up and avoid that same kind of crap here, or at least know that I don't need to be in that shit here on YouTube 100% of the time. Like, there's a couple gutters that I visit, as you guys know, and that's I try to keep it to that now. Oh yeah, for sure, Jay. Like, I don't know how that works. Mighty has told me about it in the past. Like, you know, for a while there, like last year, there was a shit ton of these fucking India CNN streams, right? And and there was just no, like, you would go, fucking 10 of them would have two people watching and one would have 2,000 and nobody chatting, right? So it was, I don't know how that works, brother. I can only imagine that they're generating ad revenue and that YouTube hasn't been able to figure out how to prevent that, right? Like, they're just using all those views and I don't know how many of you guys looked into the shit. I know it's kind of boring, but like, obviously I know what it's like. I don't know what you get, like 6 cents for every 100 views or some shit like that. So over enough channels, enough time, I guess, if you had, but yeah, I don't know. It's gotta be, it's like, using energy to create, I don't know. Like, I just doubt that it could be efficient somehow with unless you weren't paying for your electricity costs, your equipment costs, any of that kind of shit. I don't know how you could sit there and have computers running constantly. Yeah, fake CNN from India, exactly. They just like it's just well, you know what ones I'm talking about. Like there's some legit Indian CNN networks, or they have a ton of them, but then there's those ones that run like a fucking 20-minute international update loop or some bullshit, like including some stuff from the States. Jay says they've been selling bot accounts that some poor fool has been chatting with too. Is there a chud here? I can't fuck it. Is there a chud here, Mac? Even if I clear my, I was gonna clear my. I was gonna clear my block list and my channel. See, my channel, like right now, even if somebody comes in here and I ban them, it goes to the same room where if you guys send them. But if I'm in another chat, then I block someone, and as you guys know, it goes to your Google block list. What am I doing here? Oops. Max said he's talking about the vid James post. All good, brother. I'm sorry. I know. I probably get annoying with that shit sometimes. But it's happened so often, it's on my mind now. Not that I get paranoid about it. I know you guys will keep shit clean, but I just, it's happened a few times now where I can't see folks that I blocked on some other fucking chat when they come in here, and that's fucking bullshit. Excuse me. Damn it, I'm bummed. Well, I know what I got to do tonight. I'm going to be working 10 times harder at getting a much longer, smoother transcript going, or script going. Steph, what up, sister? Cheers to you. Horace Swackhammer, what's up with you? Man, that one creeper yesterday was like, their account was created in 2015. They had no subs. No, like 2 weird videos that I didn't even look into, like video game videos maybe. It's just, I hate just hammering down, but when people come in and just do really stupid fucking comments like Horace here, like Horace, are you new to YouTube? I mean, your account's only like a fucking week old, brother. And then Horace's first comment is just a fucking smiley face. It's like, I mean, I troll people once in a while, but with facts. Like, I just will go fucking hand some fucking dumbass Trumper a really, heavy fact that they don't want to hang on to. And I guess that's my trolling, but like, what kind of weird kick do you get out of just coming in and dropping a smiley face? And this is going to be assumption on my part, Horace Swackhammer. At least your name's kind of all right. What's the goal, sweetie? What's the mo? What's the MO? What's your motive? Your motive? Oh, I almost had that fucking Latin phrase on my tongue. I can't say it. Apparandum modus. Yeah, Bill said he couldn't see me. Bill, can you now? Bill, I'm going to say hi just to you. Yeah, I don't know, brother. I can see you, so I don't have you blocked. If I can see you, then you probably don't have me blocked either. So I don't know. That is an odd one. Modus operandi. Thanks. Jay knew what I was thinking without even really saying it. Yeah. Modus operandi. I had to see it in text, brother. Every time I started, I could hear it in my head. Then I'm like, I'm not gonna spit it out right. Horace, what's the MO, bitch? Last night or the last stream, I told folks that I wouldn't be too hard on them. I don't mean to call you Horace. When I call you a bitch, it's a term of endearment. Because I love my dog. Love my dogs. TV does have to do a BRB here real soon, though. Well, that's what I would think, D, but well, maybe you're right, sister. Maybe that is still the case, but and like I said, maybe it's the ones that I blocked in another chat that I can't see. But I don't do a whole lot. I mean, I can't say I don't do a whole, like I have 300 for someone, even though this is obviously a tiny, tiny channel. You guys know I've been chatting alongside you for a long, long time. We all been around for quite a few years. And so you would think my block list would be pretty large. I mean, it's 300 people. I don't think that's very big. But so many of them are the same, like just probably 150 or half of those fucking blocks are the same 10 people or something, right? Like making you don't know how many TV2 accounts I have blocked. I have some A Golf accounts blocked. Mighty, James, Retsy's, Mrs. V accounts, all kinds. I have some Trump girl accounts blocked that were clones of Darlene, not her actual Trump girl account. Yeah, right on. I wouldn't see them in another chat, correct. Super, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Is Super giving you guys a hard time? Is nobody fucking hitting the thumbs up? Should I be one of those idiots and should I put up the poll? Did you hit the thumbs up yet? God damn it. Why is the fucking... All of a sudden I was fine for about 3 weeks. Now all of a sudden YouTube's turned the ads on. I don't know if it was a fucking probation period or what, but I got to get that shit off. It's annoying. Obsessive Capricorn disorder. Mac, you know that my band's name in the 90s was Compulsive Disorder, right? What compulsive disorder? I should remake our title track. We never recorded it. Well, I think we recorded it maybe, but we never printed it. I think it was going to be on the second album. I was kind of bummed. The first CD was Compulsive Disorder, just self-titled. And then which was 5 songs, and we recorded 12 or 14 a year or so later. And the recording was done. We never had it mixed, and then fucking shit fell apart, and I'm bummed because obviously that kind of progression, like that second album was just gonna be way fucking better, 1,000 times better. The song, everything, additional therapy. All right, I appreciate you guys. You know I do. I'm not going to you. You just get to sit and stare at the midterm clock until I get back. I will make it quick though, all right? I'll see you in a minute.
anything, anything, anything. Well, I got mindless, contentment. Yes, I got mindless, contentment. Well, I got mindless, contentment. Well, I got mindless, contentment. I know,
No, 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 no. I know. I know, no. I no, 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 no. Well, I got mindless. I got mindless contentment. What do you got? I don't want to watch TV. I don't even want to be me. Hey, Bear, what's up, sister? Cheers to you. The Sanity Bear is in the house. Gumby says, what up, sister? All right, it didn't work out so well, but this poor fucking... This is like a $27 mic stand. I don't know. For some reason, like, I feel like it's really not... It's not bad for what it is. It's just, I'd rather have a boom, like, it's not long enough to have... If I dock it in front of me, so I have it docked beside me. A big old fucking tri-legged boom stand would be great, though. I don't think this thing's meant to handle such a heavy mic. I don't know. Did you post your link, A-Bear? I was over there. Never compete with me. A-Bear, let me know if you want, like, and I know you're great at putting videos together, but, like, if you just want any random nature stuff, like original stuff, like of our hounds, or any, just holler at me. Like, if you want anything, any graphics. And I know you're like into this shit too and doing great on your videos. So you're capable of doing all kinds. What are you, can I pick your brain? Because, you know, I'm so geeky about this fucking streaming shit. What, are you using a software program, a streaming software? Well, you must be, I guess, because you have that photo up, that still shot up. Holy shit, James. Oh, damn, look at all that hail. James is talking about the hail. See, now I don't have, because I've been doing those. I just need to get one set back up a second. Hold on. I know. I don't know if there's any volume, but here we go. This is in northeast Craigmore, northeast of Adelaide. It's a tornado. South Oz.
Get paid.
Holy fuck. Was there somebody standing outside there? Yeah, look at that. Can you guys see? You can see my cursor. Awesome. Look at that. Somebody came out their fucking trailer or whatever, right? During that or? Yeah, right after. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Literally 4 seconds went by and homeboy's sticking his head out the door. And the dog's out.
Get paid for.
Holy balls. Thanks for the share, James. A-Bear says she's using OBS. Awesome. Yeah, like I started out using, like in spring of 2020, before George Floyd was murdered. I was getting into maybe even the fall of the year before that, of 2019. I didn't have the same. I was using my old PC, so I couldn't. I didn't know anything about it. Wouldn't handle anything. So I was just using my fucking camera through YouTube. And then in July of 2020, July 1st, I did 1 or 2 streams with Mrs. V's new laptop, and then got my desktop a couple weeks later and started streaming. And I was paying for XSplit for a while. It was only like, I don't know, fucking $50 a year or some shit. I think maybe if you bought a year, you could get it for $50. Otherwise, it was, I don't know, 60 some dollars for, or $10 a month or some shit, stupid shit. I don't know. But I noticed after a while that there was some different stuff that you could do that you can't do on the free version of OBS, but not much, not enough. Like there's just some of the neat filters, some better filters than what OBS has. But holy shit, XSplit would, like right now my CPU is running at 12%. And though XSplit would tell you what your GPU and CPU usage was, it was just way higher. It was like a lot higher, 30-40% higher. And I never ever had any problems, and I've taxed the hell out of this fucking computer on some streams with having insane amounts of windows open, insane amounts of fucking scenes and sources for those scenes. Yeah, Super's channel's been around for a while. Yeah, I had one. I should pull that up, I guess, for a second, since we're like fucking, you guys are yapping about it. So since I remonetized again, I had the ads off, but then the other day YouTube started turning them back on for me. So there was my live and loud stream. Yeah, this is from Monday night. So I shared my son-in-law's short film Lucky with you guys, and it was the audio in there that got me attention. There was 2 songs that it caught. One of them is Life of Riley from Kevin MacLeod. I'm not familiar with any of this shit. I already muted the other one, which was just a few seconds. And it wasn't I had to, so you guys probably can't see this. I had the so it shows what happens if there's a copyright claim, right? You guys probably won't be able to see this because it's kind of small, but so let's say, does it affect your channel? No. Visibility? No. And this one, the green is monetized now, but it wasn't a red circle with an X through it, right? It gave me the chance to turn on. It's not revenue sharing. It's something a little bit less than that. So I don't know. So this is the first time I've ever done it. So I turned it on because there was no threat to the channel and I wasn't worried about ad revenue, obviously. I had it shut off for this. So, but I have not figured out how to, I know because sometimes when I share Jay's and even A Bear's videos where she has soundtracks, I either have to go through and turn off or mute that, or I have to get the BMI rights or the information together. Did you post it in this one, Jay? The VS. I still don't have a MIDI, brother. I mean, I appreciate. Don't let me discourage you. I appreciate you. I mean, someday you're gonna be posting this shit, and I'm gonna be able to actually, grab some of it and use it, and then I'll be picking your brain about how to use it, brother. Like I always pay attention to your posts. I know you said that you can hotkey OBS scenes and whatnot, or your camera with a MIDI for different camera angle, which would be great. I probably need a couple more cameras though to have any different camera angles. All right, thanks, brother. I'll save that. I'll save that link. Oh, it says sorry, there is no page here. What the fuck? I don't know, brother. It's saying that oh, there it is. I got it. Telling you, Jay, you have no idea, brother. I always read and try and take in all the shit you're fucking willing to share. You're lucky though that I don't live close to you, because eventually it'd be like, dude, you gotta show me, dude, show me how to use this better, or dude, let me get into your studio. Better yet. MIDI to OBS, yeah, right on. Bill says, dude, make that advert money. Well, I was talking to my son-in-law because, like I said, I mean, I think if any of you guys seen that short film, he's awesome. But I don't think, I'm a little surprised about it. I mean, he has all kinds of crazy connections. It's like, but that's not my playground, right? So I don't know how active that kind of community is on YouTube. I would assume there's got to be a pretty big niche for it. It's a big fucking industry. But he's like, I was telling him about like Midas Touch and those kinds of networks wanting to having contacted me and shit, like they do with all the smaller YouTubers, right? But I was like, sure, all of a sudden, bam, my subscribers is the first time someone like Midas Touch played one of my video clips or something, my subscribers would go through the roof. But that doesn't translate to folks hanging out and watching more content or coming back, right? That's why I really I don't mind this slow growth because it's organic. But so there isn't a lot of ad revenue to be had with, 10 to 20 viewers, or I get about, which is a lot, honestly, you guys. If you look into how it works, it's like for a stream like this, I'll end up hopefully getting around 30 watch hours, which is a lot for me, for my channel, right? And it's actually a decent amount for the amount of viewers that we have. But yeah, I want folks, when they subscribe, I want those. I hope those folks are coming back at least every once in a while to check out videos or whatever when they can. But Bill, that's the same thing my son-in-law said. He's like, take all those subscribers. And I'm like, yeah, that is great. But if they don't come back to watch videos, if they only come over to subscribe because now I'm part of some bigger network that they enjoy other shows on, I mean, it's not like a bad thing, obviously, but and even if you just even not taking in consideration the ad revenue that you're not going to get if people are subscribing, not watching, it's like I'm not really reaching anybody. Not that, again, not too that I have a bunch of awesome shit to say. I just like to, I guess, revisit the shit that most of us have seen throughout the day, each day or week or whatever, and mull it over, Sometimes you get me worked up. Sometimes you help me relax and have a better insight on things, or we just all bring up shit that maybe we haven't heard. Some of us haven't thought about it in that way. I get okay views. Like when I started putting more effort into it about last summer, 12, 14, 15 months ago, like, because after the protests and I went slacked and whatever. And then once the election shit started heating up again, I'm like, all right, I got to go full bore on this. And if it's just, and I look at different things, Darlene, like, am I streaming a rally? Is it a Trump rally? Is it a Democrat rally? Is it a debate? Is it a few hours with some multiple cams of a natural disaster? Or is it just like me sitting here, right? And always the streams where it's just me on cam and Mike always get the fewest views. And I get that because it's far less exciting, probably less informative in most cases. But they were, 40, 50 views a stream. And it bounces around, which I get. In general, the views have gone up, and I probably average 70 or 80 views a stream for when it's just me yapping, which is great. I just because the watch hours for those streams are pretty high percentage for the amount of views compared to even the stuff that I get a ton more views on. So that's cool. I've found that it's consistency. There's no doubt about it. It's not all the time. It's like, man, I tell myself, what the fuck do you think? You can't. And I don't think I don't sit here going, Jesus Christ, how is it that people aren't just flocking to my channel? What the fuck do they want, for Christ's sake? So it's not that I think that highly of myself. And so I guess my point is it is surprising because for sure, if I do this consistently, it grows really quick. With it, just in a week or two, you start seeing a huge growth, and it's like, it's weird. I don't know. I just really like it. I am OCD, and so numbers have always been addictive and sometimes a little bit of a fucking torture. Bill says TV Stream Midas, not sure if they're, or Stream Midas, not sure if they're still sharing content anymore since they got big. No, well, I don't know either, brother, but like, I do respect those folks over there, even though I don't watch them a lot. Um, I mean, they're great. They're fucking, I mean, they're lawyers. And to see folks that are that educated, that informed about our laws, and then pretty goddamn down to earth, right? But and I don't know, maybe it's, for sure it's me being a hypocrite, but I don't give a fuck with the battle we're in. So like I feel a little weird and try not to take advantage or use anything that some of our fellow libs are doing, just because I don't want to take advantage. Like, seriously, that's it. But if it's Republican or far right content that I can use to make a point, fuck, I don't give a flying fuck. I use all that shit all damn day long. I don't know. You know, that's how I feel, Bill. Like, no matter how big this channel ever gets, which will probably, I'm up to 1,432 subscribers right now. So we probably just hit our peak. But I never would discourage anybody if they think if there's something I do on this channel that they feel is worth reusing, fucking go for it. They have my blessing. Yeah, Bill, see, I've mentioned that before, brother. He's my favorite. Popak is good, and the Brit too. Even though look, maybe the Brit isn't completely comfortable with, I forget his name, the Brit isn't completely comfortable with yet, or we're all different personalities. I don't know. I don't think it's been maybe one or two times he said something I thought was a little bit off, but nothing that was ever a deal breaker. And he has great guests. And honestly, I think he asked great questions. Maybe some of his input about what it's his, and I haven't watched him in a little while, but I was last year pretty consistently. And like, he would always, and I do the same thing, but he would always tend to make these comparisons between, you know, British life and American, or British middle class, American middle class, and not always in like a bad way, even though, look, most of us understand if someone has a negative view of America at the moment. Super says he watches Midas every day. Hey, I put a fucking noise reduction suppressor on my mic too. I gotta listen a second, you guys. Hold on. Awesome. Sometimes it gets garbly. You know what I mean? Like if there's too much, like if you put a noise gate on and you are fucking working that noise gate or whatever, it'll start going once it fucking overloads or red lines. But I shouldn't even. This is how open I am with you guys. Like my last stream Monday night, I listened back to a few minutes of it, and it's like every time I would fucking finish my sentence, you could hear my dumbass huffing, right? I'm like, God damn it, that sounds terrible. So I put and I could always see this little bit of green bouncing around on my mic indicator. And now as soon as I shut up, it's gone. and you probably won't be able to sit there and hear me going in between thoughts. Yeah, Jay, see, that's the bitch with this motherfucker. Like, and dude, you probably, I'm sure you know way better than me the differences and why. Jay, my limited fucking knowledge is omnidirectional, unidirectional, right? This is clearly a unidirectional mic, but like, I guess my webcam mic. I must have it in my equipment. Oh, you know, that cheesy fucking Logitech that I've showed you guys. It picks up everything, but it has that hum, and I can put a noise gate on that too, or a noise suppressor on that too, and it chills it pretty good. But it's like the clarity. I mean, not that this is even a great mic, but it's not bad. And if I could keep my fucking energy level or excitement level at a real fucking even keel, I could start and stop from moving around too much, even though I've gotten a lot better about that. Not that's why you guys always see me grabbing it to make sure it's in front of right up my fucking mouth. That's how TV used to sing too. My fucking lips would rest right on the fucking this windscreen. Yeah, it'd be nice, like, you know, I mean, I'm not into being that fancy or whatever. I don't even, it would take a lot. Like, the channel would have to generate a whole fuck of a lot of money for me to, because I'm a Dutchman, for me to go out and buy a $500 fucking mic that is so great it can sit out of camera's view, right? And pick myself up and sound good. But CJ, that's the thing, like OBS. Well, you know, you're familiar as fuck with OBS. Jay, you got it. You're probably in front of a computer. Open your shit up right now, brother. So if I click on my mic and then the filters, I have the noise suppression on, and it's RN noise, good quality, more CPU usage, but it's the highest, right? Like there's only two settings, low and good. But then, so the only, like there's no, what I was surprised about, brother, and maybe the noise suppression that I'm using is basically works this also targets hiss and clicks. But you got 3-band EQ, the compressor, which I could use a compressor on this too, which would probably, but I mean, thankfully, I do have it going through the PA, but it's still only a 3-band. I might be able to get a little bit more fucking boom and rasp at the same time out of my voice. So then the expander, I don't know what the fucking expander does. Maybe you can elaborate on that. Gain, obviously, I don't have to use that very often, but invert polarity, and then it gets weird. Invert polarity, I'm not sure about that. I understand the limiter. There'll never be any use for that because that's just a fucking mess. The noise gate, again, that's just more like a limiter, isn't it? But upward compressor and VS2 plugins. Jay says Rode NT1 is $150 with a shock mount. Just needs a 48-volt phantom power. Yeah, I don't know if my PA, I don't know what phantom power my PA has phantom power, brother, and I have to have it on for this mic, but I don't know what volt it is. Is 48 volt common? I'm never going to be, it's too dark over there. I don't have my phone on me for the flashlight. I'll never be able to read that. It probably doesn't even say on the front of the PA anyways. They both work at my end. Oh, did a great mic for streaming. Oh, phase cancellation is when you need to use invert polarity or to invert polarity. Is there, Bill? Is there one live right now? I'll bring that shit up. Let me find a second. Hold on. Do we got some fucking giddy up action? We do. Ba-da-lump, 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 ba-da-lump.
Here and there, but overall I was really surprised that a lot of our areas are actually a lot lighter than usual. So here is an example of that. Here on PCH, normally a very busy area for us, is pretty much wide open for this guy as he continues northbound on PCH.
Yeah, certainly southbound traffic a bit heavier. Oh, and now moving here into the center area, Eliana, is he coming up on some traffic ahead?
Yeah, there was actually a truck that was pulled over to the right, and he was kind of taking up part of that right lane. So he kind of swerved to avoid hitting him, and that was actually one of the most erratic moves we've seen him do yet. So hopefully we don't see any more of that, considering that there are 2 children in this car. Now, what their ages and genders are
Holy fuck, 2 kids in the car?
and that is also unknown. But you can think about how this would happen to you if you were simply pulling over, you've got your child or you've got your pet inside of the car, you're simply getting gas, and then somebody just hops in the vehicle when you're not looking,
For a while,
and
but
they don't realize
I
that you've got this precious cargo on board. So usually they try to just ditch the vehicle as quickly as possible, but in this case, we again are a very long ways from where this began.
Yeah, our assignment desk is working, trying to find out more information on just what happened in East LA, where this car was taken, hopefully finding out some more information about the youngsters on board here. Eliana, as you mentioned, they're very darkly tinted windows here, so it's difficult to see inside. Are you seeing any other movement aside from what you thought you discerned there in the front passenger seat?
Yeah, that front window is really our only eyes into the car, and I couldn't really see the driver much from this angle, but I could see that there is, in fact, a passenger in the front. Appears to be another man, but could also be just an older teen that can sit in the front seat, and that's potentially one of our victims. So when this does come to a stop, of course, the CHP is going to be very careful about how they approach the car. They're going to be careful about their call-outs, and don't be surprised if one of the children is a teenager. That person could potentially be initially detained as they figure out whether or not the person is a suspect or one of the victims. So it really will be a very careful situation when all things are said and done here at the termination of this pursuit.
And Eliana, are we still seeing those 4 different CHP vehicles behind this car?
Yeah, let me widen out so I can try to count them again. So we've got those 4, 5 now, 6. Yeah, so 6, and I think there's one beyond that holding back traffic a little bit. So 6 units now, and normally we talk about pursuit intervention tactics. What can they do in these types of situations? We always talk about spike strips, especially with a vehicle of this size. With a car this size, a spike strip, or a pit maneuver rather, a pit maneuver with a vehicle this size would be perfect because it's just the right size, going in the right speeds. But because of those two victims inside, they're not going to try it. I just heard them say that on the scanner, that is out of the question in this situation. But one thing that they are willing to try, and they have tried already, is to deploy spike strips in front of the vehicle in hopes that the vehicle will run those over and the tires will slowly start to deflate, and hopefully that will bring things to a peaceful end. We know that there was one there at the tunnel there by the California Incline and the end of the 10 freeway, but it doesn't appear as if the vehicle ran them over.
Yeah, because that would have been, what, about 10 miles ago, Eliana, and we'd expect perhaps to see some slowing or some impact on those tires if, in fact, that driver had hit that spike strip back there through the tunnel.
Yeah, correct. That was a good 10 minutes ago or so. It was right when we got overhead, actually. And yeah, we didn't notice any change in the way that the vehicle drove. We didn't really notice any change visually to the tires themselves. And now he's really picking up speed here. We're now freeway speeds here on PCH. So 60 miles an hour, so fastest we've seen him go. So it does not appear as if those tires are starting to give way in any way right now.
Yeah, and Eliana, you've touched on this repeatedly, but the real danger here, or what officers are concerned about, are those two children in this vehicle, and it really does limit them. You know, at earlier speeds, it would have been a perfect opportunity to perform a pit maneuver. Obviously not now, but with those kids in there, that's really out of the question.
Yeah. Yeah, Super, I did see your comment that they had gotten away. I think I seen was still watching the live news feed and they went back to the news desk or whatever. Hey, Bear, I feel you. I watched I seen the Floyd Rose, I seen that video watching the trial, unfortunately. Hey, Bear, if it's any consolation, most of these folks have been escaping lately, so there's not been any violence or anything. Last night, another one got away. They've been doing really lousy at catching these folks.
Behind this gray vehicle that is not slowing down at this time.
NOCI lost IFB. NOCI lost IFB.
Eliana's having a bit of an issue with our connection right now as we continue to follow this pursuit through the Malibu area. And you can see, oh, hi, Eliana. We can see that CHP officer there has closed the gap a bit, moving in a bit tighter here.
Yeah, they're moving in a little bit tighter, and I'm going to also go tighter myself. I want to look a little bit in the front seat. So my pilot, James Pollard, was hearing from the police helicopter that they believe that the person that we see there in the front passenger seat is one of the child victims. So,
oh, man, maybe this isn't.
Unfortunately, we've lost the signal here for a moment.
And the lead of the pursuit there is able to see through the rear window there and can see the children, at least some of them. And if they're able to see their heads, maybe they're not seat belted in or have a child seat that's available. But at this point, they're not willing to risk that. They would have already done it, especially at these speeds. It's easy to set up that pit maneuver and make it happen. So it looks like they're going to rely on a spike strip eventually, or just ride it out until this person finally comes to their senses.
All right, that's not good.
Right, because we don't know how familiar this man is with that area. The canyon roads, you know, they can be, you know, pretty steep and hard to navigate. And who knows what is going through this driver's mind.
Yeah, I feel you, Bear. I know, sister. I don't. Trust me,
Yeah, Court and Cher, we're going to try to speed up a little bit and look through the front windshield, at least to see if there's a child.
I don't know how to deal with it all every day either.
Passenger seat, but we'll see here in a second once we get a little bit ahead of it.
Could be the 8-year-old.
And come in a little tighter. There you go.
Yeah, there is definitely somebody in the passenger seat.
I guess doing these streams, we always look forward to hoping that it ends peacefully. They catch the people.
Definitely looks like a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does look like he has his seatbelt on, though, too. But we're not expecting that
I'm losing IFB.
with the information that they have of there being children inside this car, that they're going to perform a pit maneuver, even though the conditions are perfect.
I wonder if
for
it's a
as
parental
Gil tries to reestablish
I wonder if it's a parental
the-
kidnapping.
The other kind of tactics, Courtney, that they could use would be that spike strip where they would be on the side of the road, waiting for the car to come by, and then deploy the spike strip straight out, just at the right timing. And it is just about the right timing. But that at this point it's just they're going to stay on this until they get this person in custody.
And you got to wonder if the driver sees the spike strip or sees a bunch of...
they can avoid it.
Yeah, he could just do a U-turn and go back the other way.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, that if that's the way that they're going to, either going to box them in, which is rare, like what Gil said. We have at least 4 or 5 police cruisers, CHP cruisers behind this car. So that could be a possibility of boxing the person in if they have that knowledge and can confirm.
Yeah, I agree, Bill. That's what it seems like. Just because is kind of like the kid strapped in, seems calm, fairly calm. No high speed, right?
Stop this car and get those children to safety.
Our producer's telling us information that this is not a parental dispute.
It's not.
So unclear who would be calling that.
That's correct.
Or who would be reporting the children missing or kidnapped, unless the dispute, there just wasn't an altercation.
I got some information for you.
All right, let's go.
Weird. Yeah, they do not seem to know what.
You can hear me, Court and Cher. We're hearing from our assignment desk that the vehicle was left the vehicle was left running with the children in it, and someone jumped in and stole the vehicle.
No.
So it's a carjacking, basically. The vehicle's running, and just someone jumped in and took over the car. So that's definitely
that's even
a
worse.
concern. You're not going to see the CHP pull off of this at all.
No way.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps right now. Just now, that's the children in there. And then where was the mother or father of the car? And remember, you're not supposed to leave your children alone in a vehicle, primarily for this reason, that someone could do that. And that's probably who called.
Yeah, the initial call came out at Olympic in Arizona. Yes.
Okay, it looks like we're passing by Pepperdine. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I did see the vehicle pass by at least one sheriff's vehicle that was stopped in it looked like a small strip mall. I don't know if that deputy was in the vehicle or even knew if this pursuit was coming their way, but I am monitoring the sheriff's department to see if we hear any chatter about them possibly assisting the CHP.
Wow, this just put this on a whole nother level. There is a man that has carjacked a car with 3 children inside. You see that there is an older child in the front seat who is, a passenger to a man he does not know, who has taken this car along with his siblings in the back seat, and now all of a sudden went from East LA and now in Malibu with 5 CHP cruisers behind them, and they are not going to let up. They're going to stay on this car, even though this car is driving at, mid-range, is not driving erratically. Nonetheless, this is a dangerous situation. We do not know if this man who decided to carjack this car with children in it that are not his own is armed. Why did he decide to carjack this car? I mean, it is just terrifying.
Is he in his right state of mind? Did he even notice there were children in the car? And then also there's the question, if the oldest child is 8, why is that child in the front seat? And what is going through the minds of those children? They must be so scared. And then in addition, there's a mother or father who left the car running at if it was a store, or maybe just ran back in the house if it was at the corner of Olympic in Arizona. Maybe they were preparing to leave on a Labor Day weekend trip or something and just ran back in the house to get something, and there was just the perfect opportunity for someone to steal a car who maybe didn't know there were children in there. But it's just so scary for those children and the parents of the children.
Yeah, you can only imagine how terrified the mother is, who's probably watching this right now, watching the coverage here, as she knows her children are in there. And we were able to get a look at the front of the car and into the car to see that there was a boy in the front seat there who's now sitting next to this stranger who took this car with him in it and his siblings. And I'm sure that he's trying to negotiate with him as well. Hey, listen, let us out and take the car.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
hopefully he knows to say that.
Yeah.
But at 8 years old, what do you know? And
there you see the CHP behind him, quite the package. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we don't see any traffic here on PCH on this Labor Day weekend, do we, Gil?
Honestly, let's hope that, like, this guy, whoever is just, like, desperate, obviously, to get wherever he was trying to get away from or go to, and just fucking jumped in the car, didn't realize the kids were in there immediately, I guess, and was already in it. I don't know, but hopefully, I'm just trying, it doesn't seem like he was trying to kidnap anybody. Doesn't matter. He fucked up. I don't know if he's like trying to negotiate out of the fucking kidnapping thing. Trying to figure out how he's going to get away, but yeah, he really fucked himself up. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and if he has a weapon, even if he doesn't, like if they try and force a stop, like with a blockade, he could get, more aggressive and, threaten the kids.
and every time he veers into
and that again.
lane, now he's opposing traffic.
Well,
and
he's
that kind of
starting
rules out the boxing in method. That's pretty rare. Because if it's someone that carjacked this vehicle or just took it, it's unknown if that person had a weapon or not. So
Right.
likely not that they will try to box it in unless it's a dire condition. But here we are at 90 miles an hour. He's really ramped it up, and now it's a speed issue, a danger issue that way. Let me come out wide so we see what's ahead. But two lanes in both directions and the double yellows in the middle. Here he comes up to an intersection.
Okay, that sucks. He's really picked up the speed and seems to be more desperate now.
That's not beyond the driver at this point to start doing that again, but certainly a concern when the speed ramps up and the sunroof opens up.
For sure. I wonder how close they are to getting the spike strip out.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Oh my
Oh no!
gosh.
There's a crash.
Oh no!
Oh no. That was so shocking. I hope the kids are okay.
Gosh, I hope.
Come around, right?
They have
He's
their
outrunning.
seatbelts. Oh,
Someone's
no.
outrunning.
Oh my God. That was.
There's a runner
oh
right there.
my God.
And
That's the
CHP
suspect.
Wow.
right after that person. They're going to
Holy
take him into
fuck.
custody on that slope. Hold here, Rick, if you can. They're going to try to get him into custody. He's climbing up. He was able to get away from the CHP, and now he's up into this property. Oh boy!
I gotta
was in
rewatch
tight
that.
when the TC
I'm not gonna
happened, or the
replay
crash
it,
happened.
but
Here he is
I
running.
have
He
to
is
see
running.
where that car
Changing his
hit.
shirt,
I'm thinking it's
adult
tagged down
male,
the driver's
and
front
he's
corner.
tossed his shirt away.
Hopefully.
He's
Yeah,
going
we
to
see
continue
you.
to run here. This is
He's barefoot.
oh boy.
Are there is the police chopper up as well, or are there other helicopters, or is it just you, Gil?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That crash was really.
I know.
No, it's
Something.
He was going so fast.
I hope those kids
Wow.
are okay.
I know. And the other person that
as well,
that-
the person that,
that
it
he
could-
hit.
yeah.
I'm rewatching his slow mo right now. He
definitely
was
you had
doing.
Is he
some,
running towards the ocean?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
He
at this
was,
point,
and now he's heading back towards.
so obviously we have CHP that, this
Oh my
there was
God,
at
you guys.
about
He
6
was
of them.
doing
Go ahead.
80 miles an hour when that happened.
No, I was going to say the locator they're giving is Hampton Place off PCH, and he's in the bushes here. He obviously doesn't know where he's running to. Barefoot through the brush, and pure adrenaline right now. It's unbelievable that this guy's even able to run after that dramatic crash. I was in tight trying to look through the sunroof and when the crash happened, but
Yeah.
it appeared that the suspect vehicle was spun out and hit that shoulder of the road on the opposite lanes. But here he is running through. I'm going to come out wide now.
Okay,
just,
I was
keep
a
an
little
eye on him.
off. He was.
But
I know we want you to be in two places at
hop in a
one time. I
fence.
want to see if the kids got out okay.
Yeah, well, we had
Yeah, for
about
sure.
He's in
6.
barbed wire, I think.
He's caught up
there.
in the barbed wire here.
Oh God. What I'm trying to say is that there were 6 CHP vehicles, cruisers that were following this
Son of a
carjacker. So obviously, a couple of them have hung back, and they're taking care of that crash scene as well. He keeps on shedding clothes here. We have no shoes. We had him shed a jacket, and now he's shed his shirt as he's going through this wooded area here in Malibu.
Yeah, it was about 68 miles an hour, Bill, and it got.
Anything about the kids? Are they okay?
It was basically the passenger side front corner, almost direct on the front, but T-boned the other car, like you said, directly. I was just thinking about that kid in the front seat. Hopefully they have a, that had airbags, and he was sitting back.
So while we're doing that, I'm going to come back to PCH to see the scene here. And Rick, we're going to look at the crash scene.
Yeah.
Here's the scene at the intersection. It's this is a Canaan Doom
Oh,
and
gosh,
PCH.
We're gonna see
There's
the crash right now. Oh
this-
my lord.
the
T-boned.
vehicle the kids were in. There we go. We got a child in the arms of one of the CHP officers.
Oh, good.
The black shirt there, I don't know if that's a civilian there or, yeah, I think it is someone that's assisting or maybe,
That's the kid
maybe
that
the
was in the
parent?
front seat.
Hard to
I
say.
That's probably the 8-year-old.
Oh no, it looks like
Okay.
they're trying to break open the car. For
It looks
the other
like maybe
children.
that child is okay, thankfully, or
this is good, Rick. Yeah, so
Not
I
in
think this one here is the
desperate
younger
medical need.
child,
Oh, that
maybe.
poor baby.
The front seat looked like the older child, right? And they're trying to get that
Okay.
one out. I don't know if the
Where the
third
fuck
one
are
was
the
brought out
paramedics?
already, but they're
We-
trying to extricate him from that front seat. Looks like the airbags did go off.
We got information from our news desk, from
For
our
fuck's sake,
assignment
where are the
desk,
fucking
that 2
paramedics?
juveniles are breathing and okay. We do see one of them. He's obviously traumatized after that crash. That car that he was in was going very fast when he hit and T-boned the other car that was coming southbound on PCH before the suspect, the carjacker.
I was worried. Now
who
I'm fucking
carjacked his car
angry.
with 3 children inside. Are there 3 children or just 2?
Thank you.
I hope that. Oh no, they're going with the
Well, we'll
sheet.
find
So
out
far,
in a
2.
minute.
They're looking in the back seat.
Okay, the sheet is not a good sign.
Hey, Rick, look at our
Give
shot.
me a fuck- I'm
Unless
sorry.
they're just covering the glass there.
Pole's on the way. So there's. Here comes the fire department to the paramedics to check out that child. He's moving around. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
He's
But,
could be in pain though.
Yeah, Rick, if we can reposition. That pole's right in the way. Yeah, for sure. So we're going to try to.
I'm sorry, you guys. I don't fucking rely on those helicopters or the news agencies to pull up, but they really are good about not showing anything that we don't want to see. Look, I can't stay with it any longer, so we don't know why they would bring that sheet out. I can't stay with it though because of the worst possibilities, and so for sure most of us will stay with that see what happened. For the driver, for the kid, I just want to say he looked big enough that, and hopefully he was strapped in, and if there's airbags on the passenger side, he should be okay. The driver got out and ran. I'm believing that kid is okay. The child in the back who wouldn't have had a airbag is going to be okay. All right. You guys. All right. I still had the audio in my ear. The child in the driver in the front passenger seat is alive and breathing and doing okay. Oh, family. All right, the child in the back seat that was in the front seat is alive, breathing, and doing okay. Probably got beat up a little bit by the airbag for sure. I seen my sister immediately after hitting a tree head on at 40 miles an hour.
To the rescue ambulances, and the first of three being taken over to one of the ambulances right now. The other two are the first one that we saw here on a gurney, and the child in the child seat is still in that seat. So the first of the three being loaded into that McCormick ambulance there to be transported to the hospital. And PCH right now is completely stopped.
Yeah, I was just going to
Canaan
say
Butte
that.
where the accident happened.
I know there was no traffic when he was driving.
All right. I don't know. I don't want to fuck with you guys. I'm going to keep that in my ear. Apparently, there's 3 kids in the car. Yeah, Bill, I'll bet, yeah, Bill, you're probably listening on another channel, which is great. I just,
It doesn't look like it. It looks like the search is still underway for that driver of the vehicle. So he's made his way quite a distance now from the intersection. So we're waiting on word to hear if they actually get him into custody or not.
Yeah, this is again when that time where if you are in this area and obviously you hear a lot of the activity from above and wondering what's going on. I've turned on the news and realized this is your neighborhood.
Lock your door.
There you go. Lock your doors, lock your windows, because there is a suspect on the loose that's going to do anything to get away, including go into your house and hide. So best to just take the precaution and secure yourself inside your home. And, you know, again, this is here on Canaan Doom Road in Malibu off of and PCH. If you know the Malibu area well, you know exactly where this is. And we've got a whole lot of traffic now on both southbound and northbound here on PCH because of this huge accident that not only was the suspect car that was carjacked, but also a car that it hit, as well as a chain reaction of other vehicles that were also hit and also crashed. So a whole lot of, I mean, this investigation is going to last, I'm going to think, several hours.
Yes. Gil, were you able to see what happened with the truck that was T-boned? If that driver came out or not? Okay.
I think we're getting word that the suspect has been arrested.
Looking into the...
Sweet. They got him.
Yes.
So I don't see that vehicle that was hit. It was like...
Yeah.
It wasn't... It looked to me like it was a pickup truck.
I didn't think it was a truck. I don't know.
At least 4 injuries here. 3 children.
They started to report that they had the suspect.
And we're going to play that video for you again, screen right, where you'll see that accident happen as the odometer, you see that it starts to kick up into high.
See, now this is the bullshit I don't fucking agree with. Why do they need to keep replaying that fucking accident?
Yeah, we're hearing that as well. The suspect has been taken into custody. That person there that's being treated is one of the victims from the other vehicle. I'll come out wide and show you. It looks like the youngest child there in the car seat is still there with the CHP, and the paramedics will likely come over and check him out. In the meantime, here's where you see all the units here from CHP, and I believe the sheriffs are there as well. Yes, sheriffs are there, and we have a group of them standing around there. We understand that that person's been taken into custody. Hey, Rick, let's do an orbit out there. So we're going to move around.
All right, so Bill says so far it looks like okay for the victims, call it best possible outcome, calling suspect detained so he didn't get into anyone's home and create that drama. Right on, brother. Some of you folks are no longer spring chickens like myself, right? Like I'm no longer a spring chicken. So we always, I don't know when it was that they started telling us to strap our kids in a car seat backwards, right? Facing the back of the. So let's hope that was the case with this child in this, in the car seat because I've raised 5 kids. And I know a lot of you guys raise kids, and I'm not, I have no better take on it than anyone else. But because safety standards change though from 1990 to 2025, and I honestly was really concerned with immediately with at what point on the chase, the car that was being chased with the kids in it, where the contact was made during that collision, right? Obviously huge. I don't know what to say, if it's almost better that I think it probably was better that the car that with the kids in it hit head on, because we know that there's though, even though the child is small, it was an 8-year-old, I think they're saying, in the front seat. That airbag isn't gonna do any likely to do any more damage to a kid than an adult that size, other than possibly you could think that the strap, the shoulder strap, might ride up on their neck or something more. But there's no front facing airbags for passengers in the back seat, right? So if there's a third child in there that's only strapped in, like the baby in the car seat was probably, you guys know, it's a 3-point harness in when you put a kid in one of those car seats, right? It goes down over their shoulders to their their midsection, and then buckles in between their crotch, in between their legs. So, but a baby flinging its head forward at that speed without anything to stop it, which also might not be a great thing either, because, like I said, was in the emergency room with my sister right after she drove her truck smack straight into a tree, and the airbag, her glasses, the airbag took her glasses and filleted her forehead. But it keeps that child from extending all the way out and into the dash, right? Might have got beat up, might have got a broken nose or a bloody lip from the airbag. But yeah, hopefully that baby was facing backwards in that car seat, and it should have been that was a heavy hit. When I first went back, and I didn't want to replay it for you guys, he was cruising, and it just kept going from like 75 to 85. But the point of the impact was about 67 miles an hour, which is fucking fast. I hit a guardrail on a highway, kind of sideways hitting it, not straight on like that, at around 60 miles an hour.
Got T-boned, and now who knows what sort of injuries that person is having to deal with. I think that's why it's so fearful for people driving in Los Angeles or any major city. I know I think about that going through stoplights at times. You just never know, and it's
oh my God. Bill, I love you, brother. I really do, man. Bill says, I had my kids drive me home at 8 years old from the pub because safety first. Dude, it's no joke. I don't know if there's a kernel of truth to your comment. My guess is maybe. I don't know how. I mean, things out. I don't know how long you've been out where you are and all that shit, but like even in 1983, 84, things had to be far more advanced in California than they were where I am. But my stepdad and two of my uncles and me went to the bar, and I wasn't drinking, obviously. I don't know what the fuck they were up to. I got the little family gathering going on at home. The guys were all taking off. I was at that age where I was going with the guys, and it was just me and my sister anyway. We're the youngsters, so. And I guess they've been drinking anyway and had to stop at a fucking a bar on the way home, right? And this is the crazy part, because oh my God, the stories about I've had a couple of stepdads. This one he was fucking something else. I'm really shocked still to this day that he had enough fucking sense about him decide he wasn't going to drink and drive, and that my uncles were who were closer to my age than my mom, that they weren't good. They were too fucked up to drive too. God damn it! Where's Uncle Tom when you need him? We walked out of the bar, and my stepdad says, "Troy, you're driving." I'm like, "What?" I drove home. We made it, fine. I knew how to drive at 13, 14 years old, living out in the fucking sticks, but you can't do that shit now. I started to go into earlier about like, I don't have regrets, or there's nothing really fucking icky, like where I really let my kids down. Like I said, I was self-absorbed as a young musician and having a young family, but man, that would be something that I wouldn't be able to get over, is asking my kids to drive me home because I brought them with me and got too fucking loaded. Are you kidding me? Like, my kids seen me buzzed, like I say buzzed and maybe loaded, but I doubt any of them could share, recall a moment where I was embarrassingly drunk or anything. Like, I can't say I never got like that. I never got like that after I was an adult. I was a sloppy drunk when I was a teenager, if I got like that at all. Uh-oh, are they live again? Hold on. I don't think so. This is real. No. All right. All right. I had that in my ear again. That video posted. Yeah, Mac, when I was, it was that same time. It was actually right before we moved out to the farmhouse. So I was like, we were still living in town, in the town I grew up in, which isn't a place to be fucking around, and doing stupid shit. And it's not like they're true Barneys, like just some fucking small ass northern town with a bunch of fucking white punks that grow up and become local cops, and they're just shit, right? It's just shit in that sense. So I was a little surprised. Maybe that's what my stepdad thought at the time. Like, he knew that if he did run into any trouble, he wasn't going to be able to get out of it down there. So, like, the county I'm in now is where he grew up. But yeah, so it was probably just a few months that summer or year or whatever, Mac, that we moved out to the farm, probably 10 miles from where I am now. It was like an 80-acre farm that my mom was renting. And the place was a fucking disaster, an old farmhouse. It was, the name of the road it's Haney Road. It's still a dead-end road, and there's probably a dozen, maybe 10, 12 to 15 houses on it. And at least half of that road is owned by just two families. And these are big plots of land, right? Like I said, just the one we were on was 88 acres or something like that. There was 18 acres or something that was landlocked because the highway near us had gone through. So, but we had, I could ride a dirt bike around on, 70 plus acres or some shit. But they called it the Haney House because that house that my mom rented back in 84 or whatever was the first house on that road. So originally that road was their driveway. Yeah, and she had an old VW Bug, and that was my first experience with going out and driving on the road. Like, she would send me down to the store to get milk, cigarettes, whatever, right? Because a kid could buy cigarettes back then, at least with a note from their parents. So, yeah, out there cruising around in like a 72 Volkswagen Beetle. A manual, a clutchless manual. Look that up. You had to shift gears, but there was no clutch to push in. It's probably why those things never lasted. Yeah, you can't do that shit, brother. Like, riding around with your kids in the back of the fucking pickup. I wouldn't anyways, you know, because obviously, yeah, shit happens. They're cooked, you know. Yep, Haney Road, Haney though, Jim. Look it up, brother. Haney Road in Fruitport, Michigan. Do a little Google search. It's man. It's like it's a fucking cool little area for. You know, I always like. It's not that I think like all you guys are all fucking like big city dwellers, but like I always feel like y'all have most of y'all have experienced a little bit more culture than I have, and like I've been to big cities. I've never lived in one. Never like even Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's like I never fucking lived there. I've been in and out of that place my whole life, right? But and then only visiting places like Detroit, working in Milwaukee. Chicago, you know, going to Chicago and through Chicago a few times. Ontario. I don't who was I just talking with about you know, when I think about or see the you know, walk through vids of like Manhattan or something or Los Angeles, it's like there's Manhattan even worse than LA. I'm serious. Like I get the culture and I'm not trashing New York City. Like if you said where, you know, if you asked me where is the number, if I could just pick one fucking place where I'd like to go for food, it would be, you know, those fucking iconic delis in New York City, right? But other than that, and it's like, yeah, I'm sure it's kind of nasty in places. The culture, I mean, like there's a lot to do, which I can imagine is awesome. I don't know. I'm not, like, I'm really freaked out about the 200-story skyscrapers. Yeah, I've been in the Space Needle or not Space Needle, Sears Tower in Chicago in the 80s, and that's as high up as I've ever been in my life, and I'm not into that shit. Like, I don't know. I'm not impressed by like there being places where there's these massive fucking steel and glass fucking objects with a shit ton of, I'm sure, pretty great people running around. LA doesn't seem so stuffy, like claustrophobic when you see the street walkthroughs. Like downtown LA doesn't seem as claustrophobic as like Manhattan. Jay says all Michiganders talk about hell. That's right. Hell, Michigan isn't too far from me, brother, as you probably know. What reasonably would be underage driving in Arkansas? Jim asked. 9 months. Max said driving the old man's old Chevy, he had to have a pill behind his back reaching the. Well, you know, Mac, that's probably I don't good or bad. This is some of the little bit sadder stuff. I'm all right with sharing because my old man was something else. He was a very loving, irresponsible person, but like that's probably why I knew how to drive pretty goddamn good. I'm like, my mom wasn't that kind of mom where she would just like, you know, fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Not at all. She was like liberal, but no dummy. Like she knew letting me drive wasn't fucking, you know, the most responsible idea for a parent, but she also knew, but her personality type, and she would have never let it happen. She didn't know I knew how to drive, and she wasn't always easy. She wasn't hard on. She didn't follow through with it. She made us have understand and earn and give respect, right? Which I'm glad for. But she didn't fucking, you know, when it came down to fucking common sense, she wasn't having any fucking bullshit. So she knew I knew how to drive, but like me being able to know how to drive at 13 was because I spent, like Mac just said, a fucking too many years probably. Thankfully, I probably don't, maybe I either just don't remember them or I block them out for mental health reasons, safety reasons. Like I do have plenty of memories going down gravel roads with my dad. Like he'd come pick me and my sister up on the weekend, and he was a heavy drinker. That's what on our way, and it would have only been fucking 30 minutes back to his house or my grandma's house, his mom, right? But he'd fucking take all the back roads and get to hang out with us, listen to music, put us on his lap, and let us steer the car. And yeah, even fuck it, he'd be like, Jesus Christ. I wonder how many times he actually thought, maybe I better just let one of these two take over completely and get us home. Roy, what's up, brothers? Cheers to you. Oi, 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 oi. Roy. Did I share with you guys that I seen Stoned in Oz a couple days ago for the first time? God, I'm so thankful. Every once in a while, I'll run into him in the independent news live stream or something. I wouldn't be surprised if D Light's probably not here anymore, but she might even see him more often than I do. I know he's probably, it was good. Only talked to him for a few minutes, but hey, at least I can let you guys know that Stoned in Oz is still alive and kicking, and he sounded pretty good because I know he's been through a lot of shit. So anyways, that fucking blouse Roy coming in made me think of all the Aussies that I love so much. Sorry, Roy. I don't know why I called you a blouse. You're not. Dave is. I should have just told Roy to harden the fuck up for no reason. I'm trying to lay on to my glom onto my Aussie slang shit. Roy's watching Funny Car Chaos Friday night qualifying. Yesterday, I was, again, hooked up on Beard Meats Food. I really like that guy. It's like, I'm sure there's a lot of other food challenge channels out there, but it's all about just the fucking personality. Plus, this dude can eat. I think he said, finally, heard him say that he was 17th in the world, and I don't know if he was just sticking or what, but competition eater. Dude's fucking crazy. But then I was watching some fail army videos. I thought maybe that's what Roy was talking about for a minute. Bill says he drives an old Chevy and needs a pillow behind his back. It's got a clutch, exhausting, but good giddy up. Yeah, Bill, are you one of those fucking super height efficient Irishmen? You guys have some monsters, right? Like, you motherfuckers are either like 5.5 foot tall or fucking 8 foot tall with a fucking orange mop. Bill's probably a fucking dark haired fella though. Still short, right? Too short for the to not have a pillow. Even with the fucking seat all the way up, Bill, Jesus Christ. My son Holland that's at home still is probably exactly my height. I am like 5'11" and I don't know, 15/16 of an inch, right? I am just not 6 foot. But he's got that stupid fucking, and he's not a hood rat. He does that fucking lean back fucking seat shit, and it's like, motherfucker, if you're driving, sit your ass up straight. But when I get in there after Mrs. V, holy crap, I can't get in. I got to slide the seat back. And I'm not, again, like I said, I'm not that tall. The kid is the same size as me, and it's like, what are you doing? You fucking working your fucking gas and brake with the very tips of your shoes, you bonehead? Slide your fucking seat up, sit up, fucking suck your belly in, both hands on the wheel, 10 and 2. Stop fucking off. Turn the radio down. Gotta have lumbar support. I hear you, brother. I did that when I was plowing a lot just because I wanted the leg, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I needed the leg room between my fucking ass and the pedals. But I couldn't sit. I didn't want to sit back that far. Or I wanted to sit farther up on the wheel. Yeah, Roy says, oh. Is that some of that Aussie humor? I'm sorry, brother. I got you. That's right. Dave, the blouses are in WA. Roy's in Adelaide. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. Like, James finally fucking, like, TV, I'm in Southern Oz. I don't know why I thought he was out west too. My buddies, my friend Murray and his husband are in Manajump. Or just right off from Manajump. So, all right. So, and then Bo is also in South Australia, right? So James, Roy, and Bo are in South Oz. Well, Dave isn't Dave's the fucking liberal hippie then, isn't he? I'm glad we got through that, you guys. Does that sound stupid? You guys know, like, we all see it. Like, I'm not someone that can, when I was streaming when we were doing the protest streams, fuck, somebody got shot live on while we were streaming. That, a lot of fucking shit, fucked up shit happened that year, that summer, but I love A-Bear. I don't want to get into that shit too much. Like, she's right. It's tough for me. I'm glad I checked out of that fucking stream when we did, and then just kind of kept an ear on it. Like, I don't want to see any of the shit. Hearing it's something different, but holy fuck. Yeah, kind of like Bill said, man. You almost can't hope for a much. I mean, they're alive. Everybody's alive. Let's hope to hell that the kid in the front seat is going to have an absolute full recovery, and that the worst of it, not that we want it to be the worst of it, but we don't want one of those children to be dealing with some sort of physical disability because of that the rest of their life. Fuck, man. Oh my God. I have to take a BRB because the cocktails are going through me, but I can't get on that anyway. Like I said, I went from being extremely worried and stressed out like you guys were to being really fucking pissed off. It's like, I don't know. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. It's like, yeah. Whew. Like if nothing had happened to those, like if the dude had stopped, got on his knees and apologized to those kids until he was fucking ransacked, just gang tackled by the cops, I would just be so angry about the intrusion of my kids' personal space inside their mind, right? Their own security and feeling secure. Yeah. That's the worst of it right there. It is, you guys. It is. Hopefully, like I said, physically they'll be fine, and it sounds like they will be, but you can't, because I think a part of it's not, well, the parents fucked up. Somebody did fuck up. Let's hopefully hear more about that. Like, I can't fucking blame them for the fucking maniac jacking the car. But seriously, how do you do that? How do you leave your kids in the car? Lock their ass in there and take the keys. Why would you leave your fucking 8-year-old? I wouldn't have left any of my 8-year-olds in the car with keys. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, I probably would have, because they would have known better not to fuck around. How do you fucking do that shit in a place like Los Angeles, for fuck's sake? Jesus Christ. All right. I appreciate you guys. Hang tight. I'm going to come back, for a few more minutes, and then probably fuck off. All right, sorry. It probably wouldn't have taken me so long, but I had to fucking run Mrs. V through the absolutely insane. Jesus Christ, what did I fucking do to my... Oh, there it is. The insanity of that car chase. All right. Yeah, there's something crazy about like the Volkswagen Beetle. They never state like there was always issues with them, Bill, but for sure there was a lot of durability to them, right? I don't know. It's strange. A neat little fucking car for sure. I wish I had an original one. Like, I mean, in the worst condition. Like, I just can't. It wasn't. Again, I was telling you guys about how practical my mom was. Like her big fucking thing was she had I don't know what it was, a 78 Monte Carlo. Unfortunately, she blew it up one morning on the way to bringing us to school and her going to work in like 84 or something. Same lived at that same farmhouse where she had to cruise fucking 30 or I don't know, about 30 miles, 20 plus miles or something every day. Yeah. Well, you guys, I appreciate you. This was a fucking roller coaster. I'm still wild for sound, but I need to take advantage of that and try and continue to improve on these streams because as much as I'm not going to be trying to fucking script and format and fucking do shit that is working for other people, I do want to take whatever it is that I enjoy doing and doing a better job of it, or whatever it is that seems to keep folks engaged when we stream. I want to do more of that. So you guys have, thanks, Darlene. I'm going to hug her in a minute, maybe. Hug her in a minute for a minute. That's a great thing about getting old. Everything happens quicker except for going to the bathroom and getting out of bed. But going to the bathroom happens more often, so I don't know. Maybe it all balances out. Again, you guys wasted another perfectly good 3 hours that you're never going to get back. I appreciate you. And, I'll see you soon for sure, for sure. Whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, you can always shut me off. So you guys be good, all right? Peace and love. TV2 out like a motherfucker.